Welcome back, everybody, to Pick and Roll, the NBA betting show that goes live right here on the Board YouTube channel that hammers NBA content division. Me and Pips are live here every weekday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time for NBA free picks like the three we have on the way today. So, been a bit of a weird week with big SGPs. We had two already this week because of the spots we liked earlier in the week. Unfortunately, today, we are not going to have a big SGP. We'd rather go with the three plays that we have instead, not try to tempt fate with any additional legs. And also, very much so, we are looking to bounce back from yesterday's very difficult day during the in-season tournament. So, no big SGP, no light goal for today, but nonetheless, we would like to see some support on the stream. If you've been enjoying the picks this season, we're up on the season, very much so indeed. Smash that like button still. Try to help us get to 3 digits on likes once again, 100 likes, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. So we'll recap those bets later on in the stream, but we always start off with the picks that we do have in play and the picks that we have in play today. Like I said, 3 different SGPs. First of all, we are going to the Knicks and Celtics. We've played this a lot this season. We've been successful with this one a lot this season. We are taking Randall on a modified points, rebounds, assist line here for minus 110 odds at BetMGM. It's over 18.5 points paired with over 6.5 rebounds and over 2.5 assists. In the second play, we are going to my Raptors, who are taking on the Charlotte Hornets today. Another minus 110 SGP at BetMGM. We're taking Barnes, 15 plus points and over 6.5 rebounds, and putting that with Siakam, 18 plus points, as the Raptors get a favorable matchup with a lack of rim protection on the other end. In the third play, we've also played this a lot this season. We're going with Jokic against the Rockets. It's a minus 116 SGP at FanDuel. 25 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, and 8 plus assists for the big Serbian. Let's go to Pips. We're looking for a big day here, and we're starting with Julius Randle. Talk to us about this play.
So, first off, Julius Randle had terrible start to a season, and Tips was actually saying in the first couple of games that his conditioning is not ready, and he will need some time to get there. And in the first 6 games, he scored 19 or less in all 6. Opened the game with some poor performances, but since the first 6 games, last 14 games, he scored 20 or more points in 13 out of the last 14. Last game against the Bucks, he scored 41, and most of this was isolation against Giannis. Like, if you let him play one-on-one without double teaming and letting him attacking one-on-one, isolation, post-ups, he's scoring a lot. And the way the Boston defends him is they are like, we'll switch anyone onto you, and we will let you go one-on-one against anyone on our team. And if you take a look at his scoring against the Boston Celtics, like he over the last 6 games, he averaged 26.5 points. And the only under on this line, the only game where he scored 23 or less points was early into the season, when obviously first 6 games when he was terrible. He still scored 14 points while he was shooting 5 from 22. 5 for 22, and he scored 14 points. So on the point side, looking great. On the rebounding side, also looking great. So if you take a look at the last, I'll use Boston Celtics as a matchup. Last 6, so this season and last season, 7 plus rebounds in all 6 games, 9 plus in 5 of those. So Porzingis is now playing with the Boston, and he's pulling out Mitchell Robinson outside with his 3-point shooting. So Randle is gathering all the rebounds of all the missed shots. And also the Boston Celtics allowed the third most rebounds to opposing power forwards. So that's a great spot for the Randle. And assists are just the lowest point we can get into this PRA on same game parlay. And four straight games with 4 or more assists against the Boston Celtics. And if you take a look at this season, he's averaging 5.5 assists this season, covering the insane rate this season. So just like with so many post-ups and isolation, he'll play out of post-up, and they will like run through him this game. Like, that's the best way they can play. So assists should come as well. So this season, 2 games against Boston Celtics, 7 and 5 assists.
All right. So makes sense on Randall. As I said, we have played a lot of Randall
Same.
this season. And yeah, it's been doing well.
Yeah, we had him the same spot again last game against the Boston
Yeah.
Celtics.
And it was a comfortable winner, if I remember correctly. Not just a winner, but no problem, no sweat winner. Okay. Another player we have gone to consistently this season is Scotty Barnes. And we're looking to have him over on points and rebounds. And we're also adding in Siakam on points. Talk to us about this one. I can also chime in with any Raptors matchup discussion.
I'll first start off with Scotty Barnes rebounds. He's being amazing on that in that part this season, and he's crushing the lines. If you take a look at the graphics on Scotty Barnes assists rebounds, we can see that he got over 6.5 rebounds in 17 out of 18 games this season. And if you take a closer look at the graph, we can see that he had 8 or more in 16 out of 18 games this season. And Charlotte allows top 10 or top 8 rebounds to opposing players. So this is a good spot for Scotty Barnes rebounds. He's been very consistent throughout the entire season,
Yeah,
as you can see
big
from the
time.
graph, covering this in 94% of the games with 30 plus minutes. And I expect big minutes from Scotty tonight. Like 35 minutes should be like the something that he'll be playing tonight. His scoring is kind of down. I mean, kind of, not kind of. It's down, but some not so great matchups lately. So he had under against Heat, under against the Bulls, under against Celtics and Orlando Magic, which is kind of expected. Like those are not easy matchups for Scotty, especially Celtics, Miami Heat, and Bulls, the way they defend. But he was close even in these matches, like 14 against the Celtics, 14 against the Magic, 13 against the Bulls, and games like against Pistons, 17 in a blowout, against the Cavs, 15, against the Nets, 17, Phoenix, 23, New York Knicks, 29. So and also good thing about Scotty Barnes is his usage is going up. So last 4 games he shot 19, 15, 19, and 17 field goal attempts. Like if he gets the similar like 15 plus field goal attempts in an easy matchup against the Charlotte Hornets, he should score 20 plus points. So
Yeah.
that's it. And Siakam has the best matchup in the entire league. Like Hornets are allowing
Yeah.
by far the most points to opposing power forwards, which is insane. Like I don't think any team allows to any position as many points as Charlotte Hornets allow to opposing power forward. They're allowing 30 points to opposing power forwards per 48 minutes. This is insane. Like league average is like 20 points, and they're allowing 30 points to opposing power forwards. And also, like, yeah, he'll get Miles Bridges. He's too big for him. He'll get PJ Washington. He's too strong for him. And single coverage, like they mostly do this season, he should be in a great spot to cover this. And also, he had poor start to the season, but lately he's been scoring 20 plus points. I think easily 18 should be there, and they're on the road. I don't think they can blow out this Charlotte Hornets team. They were actually playing some decent ball with, even though Lamelo is out or Zier is kind of playing great. So yeah, I just think could be a close game, and we can see our guys covering.
Yeah, Barnes once again warning that he is sometimes a slow burn. He'll start slower than really come alive in the fourth. This one may go different because I really like the Raptors matchup today with the ability to attack the inside. And if we're going to handicap motivation a little bit, like you could really see Barnes's frustration with the previous game against the Heat. He really struggled out the gate to get points, ended up having a really good fourth quarter, go figure. But there was a lot of frustration there. So I think there's personal motivation to have a really, really good game today. As far as points go, even when he's struggling, his floor for points is still very high. Like he went 5 of 17 against the Heat, and I think he still finished with 15 or so points. And floor for rebounds, as you saw the graphic, he has just been devouring rebounds this season. For Siakam's side, he's starting to get into the swing of things. They're starting to use more often. This play makes a ton of sense. Let's go to the last play. It's the Jokic play. We have Jokic on the points, rebounds, and assists. minus 116 at FanDuel, 25 plus, 10 plus, and 8 plus. Talk to us about this one. You know the most about the Rockets, so let us know.
So this is like the Rockets matchup based bet. We can see like he played third. This is like fourth game he's playing this season against the Rockets. In the first three, he averaged in insane numbers. So just a second. Throughout the first three games against the Rockets, he averaged 35.3 points, 16.7 rebounds, and 11.3 assists. So covered this in all three games, and it doesn't look like anything is different today. Like they will defend him Şengün single coverage, so he should be able to easily to score inside. They are not Houston Rockets are not contesting offensive rebounds. They are the best transition defense in the league. For the reason they are running back straight away immediately, and Jokic will have easy rebounds there, especially because they will play out of Şengün, so he'll be posting up Jokic deep inside. He will kick out, so Jokic will be close to the rim to get the rebounds and assists. Like Jokic at home, like last game he had 15 assists against the Rockets, even though they defended him in single coverage. So today against Jamal Murray is back playing at home. Last game was a blowout though, and that was the game that Fred VanVleet was out, and he's just huge for the Rockets. And with him being back and everyone being healthy and rested for tonight, I think Houston Rockets could put up a game against the Denver Nuggets. And yeah, it's Jokic time. We saw him earlier this season. He had 26 and 31 field goal attempts in the first two games against the Rockets. Last game only 19, but it was a blowout. They were leading by 20 on the entire game, and in those spots, Jokic is not forcing stuff. Still scored over 30 points tonight. I expect a bit closer game than the last time and more minutes for Jokic. So I think this is a good spot to go to the Nikola and hope he wins for us.
I agree over there. Jay Cullen asked in chat how you feel about plus 105 on Jokic triple double. I feel like if you're thinking triple double, you may as well play this bet as well. But what do you think?
I mean, you can play this bet with 10 plus assists and get like plus 150 or higher, probably like maybe even 200. So
Okay.
yeah, I think if
Go
you are
for the
betting this,
SGP, just add the assist 10 plus.
yeah.
Okay.
I think the price for 10 plus rebounds and 10 plus assists is maybe even better than going straight away to the triple double. Like,
yeah, makes sense.
using it, yes, same game parlay. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, before we talk about the in-season tournament games we had yesterday, let's get it done. Let's recap the previous day's bets. Unfortunately, we had the worst day of the season. We had 3 bets, one of which was 1.5 units. All 3 were on the losing side. It was a pretty ridiculous string of events. Matherin misses on his SGP because of a toe on the line. If his toe is not on the line, that bet wins. The Giannis play, Buddy Hield, who has never, I don't think he has ever lost us a bet until today. We bet him a lot last season. First, there's always the first for everything. He goes 0 of 6 from 3, if I'm remembering correctly. Never got it going from the outside. Giannis covered easily. And in the third play, LeBron took over point-wise. Anthony Davis had 16 going into the fourth. It was a blowout. Anthony Davis did not play in the fourth, and he does not come close to his points. So, ugly day. I see the comments saying that we had enough variance for one season, let alone 3 days, with the Claxton 1 of 5, the Jokic 9 of 32, Hield 3 of 11, and AD 5 of 10. Pips, overall summary on this night of betting.
I was wrong on Anthony Davis, but we got insanely unlucky on the other two. So that sums it up. Like AD, this version of AD is like something like Gobert. He's either doing like alley-oop dunk, put-back dunk, or he's not scoring. Like, unfortunately, that's the realistic type for AD. He's shooting not 18%, I think 19% on pull-up shots this season.
Not good.
I think it's 90%, and it's I can't explain it. Like his bubble stuff was like huge variance on the positive side. Since
Yeah.
then, he didn't make any shots, and this season is especially terrible. Like last game, honestly, if it's not a dunk or a layup or a putback, he is terrible. Like he can dribble the ball, he can score. He airballed two mid range, like not even close. So yeah, I was wrong there. Okay, yeah, JV is a great matchup, but I honestly like if you take a look at the last game against the Suns, he had 20 wide open layups or layups inside, and he barely scored 27 points. Like he was just terrible. And I was like, okay, he had great volume. He got another great volume here. He didn't. LeBron was insane, and yeah, the thing about
Yeah.
AD is like he doesn't have any counters. If you double teams him, he can score. If you tag him on the roll or out of corner or big side, he can score. Like if you give him single coverage, he can score like 30 points on you still. But if you just do any adjustment to stop AD, that's the game against the Denver earlier this season when he had 17 points in the first half and didn't score in the second. That's the game when they adjusted a bit on the halftime, and he was useless. So yeah. I mean, AD, poor bet from my side. But if you take a look, talking about other two, I mean, yeah, two on the line, fucked us with Maturin. He was still 3 from 12 in the entire
Yeah.
game. Like, he
Yeah.
missed everything. Like, he made that 3 that was two on the line and two wide open transition layups. Every other shot, every other attempt was not even close. And the most painful one, Buddy Hield. I mean, not most painful one. Maturin was way closer to covering, but Buddy Hield shooting 0 from 6 on threes. He scored 2 or more threes in like since 2017 against the Bucks. 13 straight games of 2 or more threes, and now 0 from 6. 4 were wide open. He had time to like
Yeah.
get a coffee and then shoot it. Like, I mean, insane. Also, late into the game, I was expecting, okay, Pacers are up, they will follow him, and he'll get to the probably he has a chance. They went to Bruce Brown, and he scored 4
Yeah.
free throws, and then later we go to it's so many stuff, so
I
many
was
stuff.
I was hoping free throws would be his too because he's the best free throw shooter.
Yeah,
He only got a
me
pair.
as well. So yeah,
I mean
I
that was
mean,
the desperate hours at that point.
yeah, desperate hours. Yeah, I mean, last 2 days some crazy variance hit. I mean, if you get Madurin by 1 point and Jokic do not shoot 20%, we still have a decent week. Now this way, yeah, just variance hit and
Yeah, I
nothing to
mean,
do.
like we do a show every week, every weekday for the whole season. You're bound to have days like this, no matter how good of a bettor you are. Days like this are bound to happen. So all we can do is trust that the bets are in place. Like the thing that Pips is handicapping is the usage. The usage was there for every player who didn't hit as well, and the amount of shots they got up. But you can't really predict whether or not a guy is going to make or miss shots. So it is what it is. 3 plays today that we're hoping to cash. But let's talk about the in-season tournament games that we saw yesterday. The Los Angeles Lakers stepped up in a big way. It looks like and feels like this tournament is made for them and made for LeBron. They win 133-89 against the Pelicans. LeBron takes over. Pips, yeah, what were your thoughts on this game?
Insane game by the LeBron James. He completely took over this game, and not even by scoring. Even though he scored 30 points, he was amazing on defense. I think he had 3 charges against Zion in the first half, or 3 charges overall, and he was like pointing everyone where to be, how to rotate, everything. Like he was just floor general on both sides, and scoring wise, assist wise, defending wise. He did kind of bit of everything, and they completely overrun the New Orleans Pelicans. And Zion, once again, as I mentioned last in the game, he doesn't look ready to play like high level basketball, and it was so obvious last night. He's one of the main reasons they get blown out.
Yeah, LeBron in these big moments, it's just insane. Not an official pick for the show, an official pick for me because I did bet this. LeBron opened at 27.5 on FanDuel for points. He's now 28, but when the things start to open up, it's very small juice at FanDuel. So when it starts to open up, you can get like a minus 110, 27.5 around there on LeBron points. I absolutely think you should play that. They play on Saturday. They don't have a game again until Tuesday. There's no reason LeBron isn't going to get super heavy minutes. Like, even when he doesn't get heavy minutes, he's averaging like 23, 24 this season, I think it is. Give him big minutes in a championship game, like the final of the in-season tournament. All eyes on this game. I don't see any reason why, like, LeBron is not motivated just to take over this game. Like, handicapping motivation isn't always the strongest spot in the NBA, but for LeBron, I don't know. There is just some certain games you can look at and say, yeah, this is one where he's going to go absolutely tenacious. So I don't know
And
if there is
I'll
a
say,
finals MVP or
I'll
something, but
say
he wants it. Good.
I had LeBron James over 27.5 as an official bet, and it moved to 28.5, and so I'm like, okay, like
Right.
I think 27.5 was a really soft spot. 28.5 is like still good, but 27.5 just felt so great. And
Yeah.
whoever got it there, I think he has a great bet. I think this is close, maybe even 29.5. Didn't want to go with one bet that's only available on FanDuel so far. But if it was 27.5, I will be on it, so for
Yeah,
sure.
over the course of the day, like only one book has. Over the course of the day, as all the other books open up, this is very like minus 102 on the over. There's going to be books that probably open up around 27.5. If that's the case, definitely look to play that. I agree. I think that the sharp price on this should be 29.5. I think I'd be willing to even bet it there, but I'd advise 27.5. I'd even advise 20. Honestly, minus 102 for 20.5 is pretty good to me as well. Let's talk about the
Yeah.
other game. This one was insanity. Back and forth all game. Eventually, the Pelicans make do in the fourth. They had a minus 15 third quarter, but a plus 12 fourth quarter. Halliburton is him. Oh my God, what a game from Halliburton. A really good game from Miles Turner as well. The Pacers, people have said this is the coming out party, but if you've been watching this season, like they are a good and fun basketball team. What were your thoughts on this game?
Like, yeah, Pacers were great. Halliburton was great. But what the fuck was Griffin doing in this game? Like, it's almost insane. Like, there were like 5 minutes, twice 5 minutes scratches where Giannis didn't play. Like, he was left standing in the corner.
Yeah.
His offensive usement, like how he plays offense, has so much more like space to improve. Like, he is not using Giannis properly, and he is not using Lillard properly, and he is not using anyone properly, and their offense sucks. Like, they're third best offense in the league because they have Giannis and Lillard, but at the times it was terrible. Like,
Yeah.
they were posting Giannis. They were not playing pick and roll with Giannis. They were posting up Giannis. Like, one of the worst parts of his game is posting up far away from the rim and then just settling for some mid range and stuff. Insane. Then second half they played fourth quarter. They played like zone 2 to 3 zone entire fourth quarter against the Pacers. Like, you have one of the best players in the league in the world of the league that will destroy the zone. Like, they'll
Yeah.
put Bruce Brown in the middle. He's very used to it, that role. They had Tyrese Halliburton just to breaking out and passing out of it, and then you had great shooting around them. Like, why will
Yeah.
you
Zone
play
against the
zone
pace
against this
is
team?
pretty nuts.
Yeah, I mean, terrible game from the Bucks. I'll say terrible game from the Bucks. The Pacers did their thing, like same thing against the Boston Celtics. We'll do our thing. We'll score 120 points, and we'll wait for you to fuck up. And same thing would happen to Celtics, and now happen to the Bucks. Great credit to the Pacers. They are doing their thing, but I don't know, like terrible game from the Bucks.
Well, let's talk about that championship game. Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. It is the Lakers against the Pacers. The Lakers favored by 4 across the board pretty much. Over under has, I think it's been slightly going up a little bit here. We're at mostly 241, 241 and a half on the over. Any leans, any thoughts on this game before tomorrow?
I think Lakers win, but the line 4.5 could be sharp. So
Yeah.
that's like, but I think Lakers win. Like this version of LeBron and AD defense, D'Lo is kind of playing, but he had a good game. Reeves had a good game. So I'll say great LeBron. He'll figure out the way how to defend these Pacers. Like if someone knows how to adjust to defend these Pacers, I think it's LeBron. He has like great tools now with AD and Reddish, who is playing great defense. Cam is
And
playing
Vando.
amazing
Vando's been
defense.
great.
Yeah. So like I think Lakers wins but you'll have a playoff type game because this means so much for both teams. Like
Yeah.
for LeBron and other side, Halliburton and Pacers are like most important game of their life, and they just want to win something, and we'll have very very competitive game.
Yeah. So both unders cashed yesterday, even though they got heavy steam towards the over. If this goes much higher than 241, I will play an under. I think
Yeah.
it's hard to make a case, but like you said, I agree with the Lakers defense in this one and just the setting, the elimination setting, the championship setting. I think that this is very, very high for a game. This is almost a game 7 of type of thing. So that's just that's a lot of points for these teams. The Lakers do a great job of slowing down tempo when they're in the ascendancy, and I think they'll be able to do that here. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Not quite ready at 241 to play this one though. So we'll see if it gets steamed to the over like many other games have in the play it's in season tournament. Excuse me. So that will do it for us today. If you guys are tailing the picks, you guys are excited for the night of action, smash that like button to support the channel and subscribe because we go live every weekday morning over here on Pick and Roll. Let's recap the 3 plays we have. First of all, in the Knicks and Celtics game, it's a minus 110 SGP. Randall over 18.5 points, over 6.5 rebounds, and over 2.5 assists. We're going to the Raptors and Hornets for another minus 110 SGP at BetMGM. Barnes 15 plus points, over 6.5 rebounds, and Siakam 18 plus points. On the third play, it is an SGP at FanDuel for minus 116 odds. Jokic against the Rockets. Once again, going back to this play on the show, we have Jokic 25 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, and 8 plus assists. Hasn't been the week we wanted as of betting, but you guys have been incredible with support once again. Thank you so much for supporting what we do here on Pick and Roll. We're very much appreciative of it. Let's hope we reward the faith by cashing in some bets on a Friday night, starting the weekend right, and we will be back on Monday for more from Pick and Roll. Thanks so much, everybody.